Hey. So, Arcane Season 2. Completion. Finally has climax to completion. That's weird way to say that. And I have some thoughts. The fears and worries that I had in the previous video I made about Arcane when part 2 came out kind of came true. Like I said in the video of me doing part 2, yeah, I was worried that everything that was set up, how are they going to be able to complete it in 3 episodes? And yeah, that kind of became a problem. The beginning of this video will be spoiler free, and I'll let everyone know whenever spoilers come out, all right? So if you guys haven't watched it, you can watch a little bit, and I'll tell you guys whenever spoilers come out. So, it was rushed. I'll say it. I'm pretty sure the general synopsis, the general consensus, that's the word I was looking for, that everyone said they all believe that it was kind of rushed. It was kind of thrown together. Supposedly, or at least I've heard on a few articles, I don't know if this is completely right or not, but people have said that originally it was written for 5 seasons. That would make a lot of sense with how this went. Was it bad? No, I wouldn't say it was bad. It was just not what I was hoping for, I guess. Everything felt rushed. Things were kind of confusing. Things happened where it didn't really make much sense. And I feel like if there was more time to explain those things, it would have felt a lot better, especially the final episode. The final episode was just straight up like, boom, boom, boom. Like things were just happening back and forth, back and forth. Like there's not really like, there's kind of a rhyme and reason to it, but it was super rushed. Like everything was just happening as fast as possible. But before I get to spoilers, I will say it still was good. All right. To those people who haven't watched Arcane yet or are thinking about watching Arcane, still watch it. Fantastic show. I mean, to be fair, loads of people are saying it's the best, like the finale is still perfect, best thing ever. I could just be, you know, a little bit of a cynical person in this situation. But a lot of people are saying it was incredible, amazing. So don't take my word for it. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. But we're going to move on to spoiler territory here. Major spoilers, by the way. So if you guys are like, oh, maybe I'll keep going, I wouldn't. If you're planning on watching it, I wouldn't. The first episode with Echo and Jinx. I thought that episode was great. I didn't feel like that episode was necessarily rushed. Everything that happened made sense. There was one part that I didn't like in the animation where I thought my screen was lagging or something, but it was just a style choice, I guess, where they were where Jinx and Echo were dancing around, and it was like at like 10 frames a second, and it was fucking with my head. But I love that we got that like different dimensional thing of like a world where you know, Jinx didn't turn out to be the way she did, or Powder didn't turn out the way that she did, and Echo got to see like the potential that Powder actually has. People are saying Heimerdinger died. No, he didn't. I don't know why people think the Heimerdinger died. He probably just poofed into a different world or different dimension or different timeline, or maybe even went back to the same timeline, just in a different spot. Because just like Heimerdinger said when he was there, he said that he's already been there for like, was 1,000 days or something like that, just waiting for Echo to show up. So it's safe to say that Heimerdinger probably is in back in the regular dimension or world, but he probably just went somewhere else or is in a different time. The Victor thing, where like Victor was the one who gave Jace the rune a long time ago, I fucking called that. I didn't call it in a video. I called it to just my friends that I was watching with that. There was a picture that I saw of the original, like, you know, the first episode where like Jace gets the rune and stuff like that. I saw that picture and I'm like, holy shit, that's Victor. I knew. I called it. I was just saying, I called it. But anyway, talking about Victor, the whole thing of him turning everyone into like this weird metal animatronic creature, weird. Weird. I didn't expect anything like that. And Bess siding with him was also kind of weird, in my opinion. I guess she was desperate against the Black Rose. She wanted to try to find someone or something strong enough to combat the Black Rose because they were obviously way stronger than Mbessa. I mean, as you could see by the end, talking about the Black Rose, Mel, new support character. It's pretty obvious that Mel's going to be a support character in the game. I mean, a lot of people don't really give a shit about the League of Legends portion, but still, Mel's gonna be a playable character, which is cool. But I loved Mel's character. I loved the design they went with Mel's situation. And the fight at the end between Mel, Caitlyn, and Mbessa was great. I love like the whole thing of like Mel blocking all the attacks and like supporting Caitlyn while she tries to fight Mbessa. Also, Maddie, all my homies hate Maddie. Fuck that bitch. To be fair, from the beginning, I always had a weird feeling about Maddie. I had a feeling that she was gonna portray Caitlyn. I didn't think it was gonna be that strong. I didn't think straight up Maddie was just gonna try to shoot Caitlyn right in the head, just right there. But the whole war arc, the whole war episode, bro, the war happened in like 5 minutes. I don't know. It just felt weird to me that the war was like this huge, glorious thing that was going to happen, and it ended within like a few minutes. You know what I mean? And it's probably going to be a lot of details I miss in this video because this is like off the top of the noggin. I wrote down a few notes, but and I hated what they did with Warwick. I mean, I don't know about anyone else. I hated the route that they went with Warwick, where like Victor made him into this like, golden warrior or something like that. Honestly, yeah, he was like more dangerous, but he didn't feel as threatening. Like he was threatening, but like, I don't know, how Warwick was set up, that was way scarier and more threatening and terrifying than whatever the hell they made Warwick out to be in the end. Oh yeah, Echo? Echo is probably my favorite part of this entire last arc. Echo, to be fair, has always been my favorite character of the show, but goddamn, he came in clutch at the end. What Echo did, like the whole fight at the end was incredible. Where like Victor was sucking everyone's brains out, and then like, Echo goes up there and stops him with this time loop thingy. So let's talk about all the death that happened in this. Mbessa, she's probably dead. I was not expecting the League of Legends characters to necessarily die. I wasn't really expecting any of them to. I mean, it would make sense that they did. I feel like Mbessa's probably dead. But everyone else, hot take, I don't really think anybody's dead. Heimerdinger's not dead. I don't think Jason Victor's dead. I think Jason Victor probably went into some other dimension. I mean, since the storyline has broke open the dimensional elements, I don't think Victor and Jace are dead. Victor and Jace probably went to a different dimension, different timeline, something like that. I don't think they're dead. And more importantly, out of everything, I 100% think Jinx is alive. I get why a lot of people would think Jinx would, end her life along with Vander, or not really Vander, whatever the hell Warwick turned into. But there are people full on conspiracy theory digging in. There are like people talking about how during the explosion, there was like a purple line. And everyone's like, oh, that's Jinx, like, using her powers to like, get out of there before the explosion and stuff like that. And I honestly agree on that, but it's not because of the explosion and the purple light. It's because of Caitlyn at the end, which a lot of people, could kind of figure that one out. Because Caitlyn at the end of the show, she's holding the top of Jinx's little bomb thingy, the little monkey head, and she's looking at the blueprint of the tower, and she could see vents going out of the tower. And then you see her smile. So I'm pretty sure what's going to happen if there's more seasons, which weirdly, a lot of people, like a lot of articles say, oh, there is no season coming, but there is going to be more. Ain't no way there's not going to be more, maybe not of their story, but of different stories. Maybe like Ionia or Demacia or something like that. Because at the end, they tease Swain's crow. And also, the big kicker of why Jinx isn't dead is the big the ship that was flying away at the end. Now, if a lot of people didn't catch it, at the very, very beginning of the show, Powder mentioned that she wanted to fly on one of these things. That was like one of her dreams, is to fly on one of those things. And it was literally the exact same floating ship that she said that about was flying away at the end, and then it flashed the end in Jinx's font. So yeah, it's pretty much guaranteed that Jinx didn't die, for all those freaking out that Jinx died or something like that. But man, I just wish it just had more at the end. Not even at the end. I just wish they had at least one, maybe even two more episodes to just build it up better. And also have a semi-epilogue of like all the characters. They had like a mini epilogue of like, we had the council get together with the new leader of Zaun, and it's like implying that they're gonna be more peaceful now. But like everything, like where's Mel now? Is Ambessa really dead? Like what's gonna happen with that situation? You know, now that Hex Tech is all fucked up and no one's using it anymore, what's gonna happen then? You know, there's like a lot of things that I wish they gave us, but I guess, you know, there's gonna be more. But the reason I want that is because I know they're not going to be talking about Zaun and Piltover anymore. They're gonna move on to something else. So that's why I wish that they ended it with more of a conclusion, less of a cliffhanger, because I know that they're not going to be talking about Piltover and Zaun anymore. They're gonna move on to something else. But at the end of the day, not the best ending. Good ending. There's a lot of highlights to it. The action was incredible. The animation, obviously, always great. Like the animation was fantastic. The music was great. We all know that. I don't even need to say it. Echo was obviously the best out of all of this. Honestly, when Jinx came out with like her haircut and like the new outfit, I hope that's going to be a skin in the game, because that outfit was cool as shit. And she has her Gatling gun now, which is pretty sick at the end. The main thing I didn't like is Warwick. I just did not like where they went with Warwick. I just wish they went somewhere else with it. But you know, I could only wish. Still a great ending. Not the best. I kind of wish it was a little bit better, because to be honest, they did the best with the amount of time they had. I just wish that they had more time to build up more stuff. But all in all, great ending. I don't think they topped season 1, especially when it came to the end. The reason season 1 was so good is because it just focused on, you know, Vi and Jinx and Echo and that 3 circle. I mean, you know, Vander and Silco and stuff like that. But those 3 were like the main thing of season 1. There was not many characters. There was a decent amount of characters, not many. And Jinx and Vi was the main focus, right? And how it ended was like perfection. But when it came to season 2, it's just like loads and loads of different characters. And it's just like they kept adding more and more and more characters with the amount of time they had. Wasn't able to do what they could have done. But like I said, great season. Ending was all right. Kind of excited to see if they're going to go to Demacia or Ionia, or, I mean, there was Swain, so I don't know if they're going to go to like Noxus or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.